Hey guys, this is Ms. Paredes. This is Unit 1, Lesson 5, Create Box Plots. The aim is how do we analyze data in order to understand what's happening around us, and the objective is I can use the 5-number summary to create a box plot on a number line. Let's start with the definition of a box plot. A box and whisker plot, which is also known as a box plot, is a type of chart that visually shows a distribution of numerical data and skewness by displaying the data quartiles or percentiles and averages. Here's an example of what a box plot looks like. From the minimum to the lower quartile, Q1, you will find that it contains 25% of the data. From the lower quartile to the median is another 25%. From the median to the upper quartile, there is another 25% of the data. And finally, from the upper quartile to the max, there is the final 25%. The range of this box plots goes from the minimum to the maximum. And the interquartile range goes from Q1 to Q3. All right, so let's look at an example of how to create one. So we've seen this problem before where Ashlyn has scored different points at 9 games. We've already found the 5-number summary in the previous lesson for this data. The minimum is 3, the quartile 1 or the lower quartile is 4, the median is 7, quartile 3 is 17, and the maximum is 20. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we go ahead and number this number line so that the scale at least includes the minimum and the maximum numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and do that. Notice that in order to make sure that I meet the minimum and the maximum, or not meet, but include the minimum and the maximum in the number line, I had to go by 2s. All right, so let's start by plotting all of our numbers from our 5-number summary. Let's start with the min. The min is at 3, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a line at 3. Then our Q1 is at 4. Our median is at 7. Our Q3 is at 17. And finally, our max is at 20. After I have drawn all these dashes or slashes, I should say not dashes, I'm going to start connecting them. I know that the 2 outer ones are our whiskers, and the 3 middle ones are part of our box. So I'm going to go and connect these to create a box. All right, I'm going to go ahead and join the whiskers to the box, and we have finished. This is our minimum. This is Q1. This is Q2, or our median. And this is Q3. And this is our max. So what sort of information can we draw from our box and whisker diagram or plot? Well, the first thing that we know is that the lowest score that Ashlyn achieved at a game was a 3, because we can see that that's our minimum. And the highest score that she ever scored at a game is a 20. We can see that at our max. We can see that 25% of our games had a score between 3 and 4, right? Because here is our 25th percentile. Remember that the median is located at the 50th percentile, which means that then 50% of her games, 50% of them had a score of 7 or less points. You can also say that 75% of the games had a score between 3 and 17, but only 25% of those 75% were between the scores 7 and 17. Remember that each quarter is 25% of the data. In summary, you need the 5-number summary in order to accurately construct a box plot. The box plot divides the data into 4 quartiles. Therefore, each quartile represents 25% of the sample. You can tell how the data is distributed. Sorry, there are 2 hows there. You can tell how the data is distributed from a box plot.